Nether final boss, cinematic boss fights, epic bosses. These are not vanilla bosses. Today, I am here with the mods that add many good looking bosses, new mechanics, gear, souls-like boss fights, cinematic cutscenes, dragons, huge structures, and a lot of other features. Here are the top 30 Minecraft boss mods that you need. The first mod today is Conquer and Evolve. This mod adds many new bosses and creatures, but also items, mechanics, and battles. You have never seen a mod like that before. These creatures are very detailed and have nice textures and animations. But more important are the skills that they have. You can get the resources, make droids, and build bases. You will need to defend against aliens, craft a new workbench, and create your team. There are enemies like tanks, droids, aliens, and more. If you want to enjoy fighting against the epic fight boss, this mod will be a very good choice. This mod adds Azazel the Berserk to Minecraft. You can challenge him in the new huge structure. He has many combo attacks, movesets, and special skills. When you beat this boss, you will get new resources to craft his armor set. There is also a mod inspired by Subnautica that adds many creatures to Minecraft oceans, so you will need to be more careful in oceans. There are creatures that will go after you, new biomes to explore, infections, and a few other features. There are creatures like Sea Monkey, Ghost Leviathan, Crab Snake, Sea Emperor, and others. Beyond bosses, you upgrades the Ender Dragon. There is everything new. You will need to find a new structure where you can build a portal to the end dimension. The Ender Dragon is now bigger and has many special abilities and attacks like stomps, tail swings, and fire attacks. It will be much harder to beat him, but it will also be very fun. This dragon has 3 different stages. If you like to fight against the bosses with some guns, this is the best mod for that. There are many factions of mobs that can also use guns from the Scorched guns mod. There are steampunk survivors with armor and guns, new ocean enemies with powerful guns, tanks, snipers, and many bosses. One of the most amazing boss mods is Bosses Rise. This mod brings souls-like bosses to Minecraft. You can find them in new structures. There are also some new armor sets and weapons, but also a dodge roll mechanic. You can fight against 5 epic bosses. There is a Yeti, Sandworm, Fire Dragon, and Underworld Knight, and the last update brings Kraken to Minecraft. Each boss has different abilities, attacks, and other mechanics. Trial Guardians. You can explore new dungeons where you can find bosses with very strong attacks. There are 3 new trial chambers: the Forge of the Phoenix, the Maze of the Minotaur, and the Eye of the Hydra. So you can fight against 3 new bosses: the Minotaur, Hydra, and Phoenix. Foot of Azazel is the new amazing mod that adds new dungeons to the nether dimension. There are new creatures, structures and other features. But for us, most important is the new boss that you can challenge in this dungeon. This boss has many strong attacks and he looks so good. It will be really hard to beat him, but the fight will be epic. Another cool epic fight mode that adds bosses is this one. You can challenge many new enemies that have epic fight movesets and skills, but are also new weapons with very cool movesets. There are many types of soldiers and other enemies. This mod adds a new boss, dimension and gear to Minecraft. If you want to change the huge chimera, now it's possible. This boss you can find in the new dimension, but when you beat him, there will be new creatures in your world. It's really worth it to beat these creatures because you will get new resources for crafting very cool gear. Another mod adds new kaiju to Alex Caves mod. This boss is huge and the cool thing is that you can also summon him and he will fight for you. It's a mechanical warrior that has strong punches, defensive blocking, very nice animations and other features. The Anarchy Minibosses mod adds many NPCs with dynamic animations, movesets and behavior. You can change the enemies like Juggernaut, Mercenary, Rogue, Fire Mage and Templar, and bosses like Forsaken Magus and Gemini. Each creature in this mod has different special abilities, attacks and HP. So for example, the Fire Mage has many fire spells that deal a lot of damage, but you will find there also new equipment, magic spells and a few other features. Ember and Icicle is an RPG mod that adds new structure to Minecraft where you can fight against new fire enemies and find there some rare wood. There are creatures like imps, the Iron Rower and the fire gargoyle boss. It's really hard to beat these enemies. They have a lot of HP and new skills, and the most powerful is the gargoyle, which can fight at long distance but also in melee. He also has the magma beam. It's an ultimate attack. Age of Dragons is a huge mod that adds so many creatures to your world, but also other dimensions. You will need to fight against many new dragons, undead creatures and others. There are cinematic boss fights and war. You can find there also many new armor sets and weapons with special skills, explore new structures and challenge their strong bosses. There are 6 classes, over 100 new creatures, over 20 dragons, many bosses and mini-bosses, a new dimension and more. Remnant bosses. With this mod you can face the new skeleton boss that you can summon. The Remnant Osukage is a shinobi that is very fast, deals huge damage and has abilities like Shadow Dash, Kunai Barrage, Teleport Strike and Phase Shift mode. He can also summon skeleton minions. When you beat this boss, you will get his weapon as a reward that has special skills and very good stats. If you want to challenge a new Abyssal boss, this mod is best for that. This is a multi-stage, deep Abyss boss that you can summon with a ritual. This boss has a lot of HP, many special abilities and many phases. Souls-like bosses. Yes, another cool mod that adds Souls-like bosses to Minecraft. You can change them inside new structures. Each boss is unique, they have many special abilities and attacks. There are bosses like the Night Ward, Abyss Watchers, Soul of Cinder, Melkor, and Wotrick. So there are also new structures where you can change them. Each boss looks really good, and I hope there will be more bosses in the future. Another mod has only a few hundred downloads and it's only a few days old, but it brings many bosses, creatures and custom items to Minecraft. There are bosses like Bone River, Umbrel and Rothar, but you will find there also new cool weapons and armor sets, and the cool thing is that you can change the color of magic spells from the Iron Spells and Spellbooks mod. This is one of my favorite boss mods. You can fight against 3 new bosses that you can challenge in very good looking structures. They have unique attacks and mechanics. There are bosses like Geburach, Chest and Malkuth. Before you challenge them, you can learn everything about them because there is info about the skills, drops and more. Each boss has very good looking abilities, visual effects, a lot of HP and damage. Legendary Monsters is another boss mod that can be missing in your mod pack. This mod had so many middle game and late game bosses. There are many structures where you can find these bosses, but there are also many new weapons, armor sets and resources. You can change the Ancient Guardian, Frostbitten Golem, Enders and Miniboss and a lot of others. Ender's Cataclysm is an amazing popular mod that many of you know. This mod had so many bosses, weapons and structures to Minecraft, but I want to show you the epic fight version of this mod, so it's much more fun to fight against these bosses with strong weapons from this mod. You will have new movesets for Keraunus weapon, Soul Render, Wrath of the Desert and 2 others. So now you can challenge amazing bosses from this mod with epic fight movesets. There are bosses like Ender Golem, the Harbinger, Leviathan, Ender Guardian and a lot of others. Dragons of the Cosmos. This mod is a little bit different, but I decided to show you this mod, because you can change the dragons, but you can also tame them. This is an add-on for the Eye of Berk mod that adds over 10 new dragon variants. They look so good. You can change these cosmic dragons or tame them. It's up to you. Project Berserk. Yes, this mod brings features from the Berserk manga to Minecraft, so you can become Berserk with new armor sets and weapons, but more important are the new bosses that you can find and challenge in new structures. There are bosses like Rosin, Piaut, Irvin, Zod and the Count. Another new cool mod is this one. This mod is only a few days old and adds bosses inspired by famous characters like Madara Uchiha, Nyx and Darth Varin. So there will be bosses inspired by movies and anime. The Attack on Titan mod can't be missing on this mod list, because these huge titans are very hard to beat. You will have a lot of fun. There are also new weapons and armor sets that will make the fighting more epic. You can also explore the new dimension where you can challenge them, but you can also explore the villages there. The cool thing is that you can become one of the titans, so you can beat other bosses with powerful attacks. The most amazing boss that you can challenge with the NightFall mod is this one. You can challenge the new hard boss in the epic structure. The fallen hero, Arterius, is a powerful warrior that has many fire abilities, so it's really hard to dodge all of them. The last update also adds another cool boss and structure to this mod. You can challenge the Scarlet Hunter in the huge castle. Luminous Beast. This is a huge mod that adds so many legendary creatures to Minecraft. You can hunt this beast and get new loot. There are enemies like the Hermit King, Tree Ant, Sea Viper, Phoenix, Yeti, Bone Stalker, the Furnace and so many others. You can increase legendary beast spawn with the Beast Pit. The models and textures of this beast are so good. This is another mod that adds so many amazing enemies to your world. There are new structures that you can explore, but more important are the new creatures for each biome. There are medium mobs that have around 40 HP, but also the heavy mobs with over 200 HP. There are creatures like Inferno, Hydra, Armor of the Desert, Leech, Desert Beetle, Terra Dragon, Abyss Fang, Steel Boar, and so many others. Some of them have special skills, so it's really hard to beat them. But you will find there also some cool armor sets and weapons that will help you to progress. Metus Oblita is a mod that adds rituals, alchemy, and monster creation. So you can create amazing creatures, but you can also fight against them. They are strong and some of them are huge. You can learn dark magic, use new weapons, create creatures, and a lot of other features. So it's not only about strong bosses, it's also about creating them. And the last mod today is the Mutant Mobs mod. This mod upgrades the creatures that you know from vanilla Minecraft. This mod makes them bigger and stronger. There is a mutant zombified piglin with 200 HP, but also a mutant piglin brute, mutant zombie villager, mutant zoglin, iron golem, mutant warden, ravager, and so many others. This is probably the most hardcore boss mod that you can add to your Minecraft. That's it for today's mod showcase. If you want more Minecraft mods, hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to check the Discord below.